Peekaboo. Yo! Today marks the 1 month anniversary of my beautiful YouTube, my infant YouTube channel, Normal Sister Fun World. She was murdered on this day a little bit later in the day because I think my abuser is kind of a night owl. And so she doesn't wake up until like 1 or 2 typically. So that's when all of her villainous shit starts happening in the afternoon. Yeah. Man, my real life is seriously a Lifetime original fucking movie. And I don't know how proud I am of that or like how great I think that is. But I'm so grateful to be alive. I am so grateful to be alive. Let me tell you how I believe I have defied death at least twice. I've been the lifelong victim of predatory sibling financial abuse and all kinds of toxic abuse. And I am totally a product of that toxic, abusive environment. And I feel like I've made the most and I've done the best with the bullshit hand I was dealt. I feel like I played the best game with the bullshit hand I was dealt. Yeah, and I think I can really say that. I know I can back that up. And I know my lens is still, it's like Liz Taylor, Vaseline lens, because I'm vain. I fucking love Alone at Last. Alone at Last is so me. Okay, so I had people in my life who were pretending to be my people who were really just stealing from me. And it happened and I didn't catch it and I didn't do anything about it. And so they got away with it. And I was still thinking that we were friends, but it's kind of weird, for someone who's been, someone who's a victim without knowing that they're a victim. And then they can't tell you sort of like what is going on with them. There's so much guilt and shame with them. I've had such an unusual life because I've just encountered, I don't know, maybe a lot of people around the world have also encountered this type of false love and manipulation where you are thinking that this is really family, friendship, this is really true love, this is really real. But they're being theater people without you knowing it. They're being unpaid actors in real life and you don't know it. And I've been a theater kid. I'm a theater enthusiast. So you would really think that I would be able to sort of pick up on theatrics, but I didn't pick up on it at all. I just let them take from me and exploit me. I'm Mother Earth. I'm Mother Earth spirit. Giving to a fault. And then people tell me that I'm too nice. That's the main critique from usually the people that are abusing me. I'm too nice. You feel guilty because you've wronged me and I still love you. And so you tell me that I'm too nice. I don't know how to pretend to love people so that I can get stuff. I don't do that. I think that that's really weird. I think that that's a really weird way to live. I think it's really dishonest. It's really misaligned with nature. It's really wrong. It's really wrong spiritually. So, what was I doing? I was doing something in Florida. No. That was my sister Ellie's wedding in Austin, Texas, that I was going to in 2011. I'm pretty sure that the money my mother stole from my big Wells Fargo account was used to pay for my sister Ellie's wedding. So you're so welcome, Ellie. You can't have my child as some kind of a consolation prize for never doing that yourself. You're not going to take my child from me. But I sense that. I sense that with my psychic ass, that's what you think. You're like working with the county and the state. And so you think that you have awareness of the state laws and shit. And you think that you're going to be able to somehow get me or something. And you're going to be able to get my child from me or something. Just, it's never going to happen. Just know that I am the most vigilant ass. You have tried me before and you've seen how that's gone. So I think you know how it's going to go if you actually try to take a mother's son from her as she still lives and breathes and is so mentally fit and is so sober. How sober are you, county social worker, chronic alcoholic? How sober are you? Yeah, come at me. Come at me. Come at me and get incinerated. Sagittarius, I challenge you and all your razzle dazzle. You have nothing. You have nothing. I'm convinced that at my child's first birthday party, you got the chance to get in somebody's ear, some new friend of mine, and like make her like not be my friend and like make her like not trust me. Because I saw her later and she like acted so weird and standoffish and she like didn't want to like give me her phone number. So I'm pretty sure, Ellie, that you like do fucked up shit like that. And I think that mom is like that too. You are evil. You are evil. And you insert your evil ass into the society like it's normal. And it's really scary to me. I don't want to be anywhere around any of you. All you are is bad. To be the black sheep, to be the black sheep dog of your clan is the most fortunate place that I can possibly think of. To be so completely different from you that I can't even be around you, it means I am so fucking healthy and strong and capable and smart. Y'all are sick. Y'all are mentally ill as fuck. That's why you keep saying that I am. You get it, right? You're totally projecting your own mental illness onto an innocent person who doesn't deserve it. Do you know what I've been through with all of this? I can't even believe that I can still smile, that I can still really smile for real. I can still dance. I can still sing. See, this is the power of God. This is the power of God and Goddess sitting before you, standing before you now. This is true power. This is true faith. This isn't someone that says, oh, I have a lot of filthy, dirty blood money in the bank. I'm safe. This isn't someone who says, I've always been real stable. I've always been real stable. That's in a now deleted video about paranoia, which, Emily, you always want to talk to me about my paranoia because you are paranoia. Okay. And like, I realized little shit, like in the car, me and my little habit of sort of waving to people at a four-way stop or, just kind of communicating with my hand, like, okay, cool. All right, we're doing this. There's nothing wrong with me doing that. You always micromanage me. And like, I want to tell you that it's so wrong. Like, stop being like that. I know you're mentally ill. You need to get corrected. You need to get corrected. Yeah, you were like, I don't think that people think you're being nice. I think you're being a bitch. Like, you don't know anything about what they're thinking in their cars, but that's like total paranoia. Like, what? Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's how you are. That's how you are. You like to, just, I don't know, cast a dark shadow on shit that I do because you know that you're a criminal and you're so guilty and you need someone to cast that shit onto because you're mentally ill and you can't face the truth about yourself. I'm here to tell you, honey, I'm bad to the bone. Oh my God, yes. Now. Now. Thank you, George Thorogood. Now. That is so my vibe right now. Now. From the day I was born, nurses all gathered around. And you know that main nun, she said, leave this one alone. I don't know. You're alone. I'm here to tell you, Daddy, I'm bad to the bone. Bad. I'm bad to the bone. Now. Yeah. Bad to the marrow. Magnificent to the marrow. And my shit is so cool. My shit is so cool and creative and original. And nobody can say that it's theirs. Nobody can copy it and say that they did it first. And like, it's so obvious just how mentally ill you are. And like, you cannot focus on anything. You just want to do all this little shit. Like, I say, I'm going to go do some open mic nights. And you like come back with a little open mic night. Like, so like, I don't know. What is that? And your open mic night is absolute bullshit. And it shows how mentally ill you are. The nude shoes and the green dress. It's totally me from 1995 in Pajama Game as a chorus member. That is so sad. That is so sad. Why didn't you ever build up your own talents and skills is what I'm saying. I think it's your mental illness. You wanted to give me batch flower essences. Oh, and by the way, that batch thing or whatever, I know I read that thing. It's pronounced batch and whatever. And you're right. But it's so funny. When I worked at the Whole Foods Co-op in Duluth, Minnesota, I took a class on flower essences and she kept saying Bach. And I said, just so you know, I know that it's BACH and it's like Johann Sebastian Bach is pronounced like that. But from what I understand, this in particular, this is batch. And she was like, well, I'm still going to say Bach. And I was like, okay. But I think it's funny, Emily. It's like a little thing with you. You like have a thing with words. Like you wanted to say peridot really bad. It's like really important for you for like certain things to be. So I kind of want you to take a look at that. But I think that's the least of your worries. You're a total career criminal. And I think that you, in 2020, you totally got my Target password, and you've totally been like doing bad shit with me and my Target shit. And like, I don't know, I'm gonna figure it all out. I know you wish that I would just croak, but I'm really not gonna. I'm only gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger because I'm mentally well. I follow the laws of the universe to a T. And I know that. I'm aligned with nature. I know myself. I am what I eat. I have evidence of my own power and my own greatness and my own worth. And I'm going to build on my strengths while being conscious of my weaknesses and protecting myself and defending myself from harm. Basically, I'm going to take a page straight from the playbooks of good old Nepal. Hala Nepal! Namaste. Kantipur, Western Hemisphere. Okay, we can do that. I'll be a affiliate. Fun World Kantipur. And I can talk about astrology. I love that. I love that you put astrology in your daily news. I wish. But also, why are you so, because of England and because of colonialization, you're patriarchal and fascist as fuck from that. That is so sad. Trauma. It's like societal trauma. I'm realizing there's such a thing as like cultural and societal trauma. 9/11 in the United States is a huge societal, cultural trauma. Okay, so let me tell you the amazing story. Okay, so I had just come from the wedding that was paid for with my stolen money. So that's cool, actually, that marriage is bullshit and everything, because it was all funded on some stolen money. So it's false. It's false. LB, I think you're cool as shit. I think that Ellie is bullshit. You know? I think that she just sees whatever. She just I don't know what the fuck. She decorates her house and makes her house look like a mentally ill person lives there. I can say that. I know little kids in that neighborhood are like, straight up, a witch lives there. My house isn't like that. My house is like a little preschool. And just because you have a couple dogs and not a bunch of cats, don't think that it makes you look any more normal. I see what you're doing. And I agree with the now deceased H, the beautiful auburn hair H. Yes, she was troubled. Yes, she was so troubled. But she was also victimized by you, wasn't she? Just completely. You've got this power. You think you've got this power. You can take love away from people. You can make other people hate other people. That's not any kind of power, just to let you know. That's like a false evil shit that disrupts peace. So you're aligned with ultraviolence. And you're patriarchal and fascist in your ways. And you think that you're not. You think that if you talk as if you're radical pro-womanist and Afrocentric, people will believe that you are. And like how anti-cannabis and pro-alcohol you are. Disgusting. 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 You are fascist as fuck. I hate your ass. I always have. I'm so much more beautiful than you. I'm so much more intelligent and witty and clever. I'm so much more decent and good. I never fucking gossip and break people up and do that little bullshit that is your life. I never do that. Can you imagine, Ellie? Can you imagine a life free of all that little evil shit? It's amazing. See how good I look? See how bullshit you look? I notice how you don't take any pictures. Yeah, y'all really don't like to take pictures of me like most of the time when I'm fucking phenomenal. That's hilarious. You're disgusting. You think so much of yourself. And you wish that the world would follow suit for no reason. What have you ever fucking done? Seriously. I was saying this like 10 years ago. Like, where's your like research and your writing and like your theses and shit? Like, I see that shit from PhDs and from scholars. You don't do that shit. You don't do that. You're just like dad, just getting the paper, just going through. That's such bullshit. Applied knowledge and information is power. You're just, what are you doing? It's just like a status symbol for you. It's just like you're feeding your own ego. I did this. But what are you doing in the world? Damage. But you're like, but I have a diploma that says I'm like a good person. So I'm a good person. It's like that. You don't have to be because you think that you've established it or something. The world really doesn't work like that. I know you're like in denial and you like wish it did. It doesn't. So let me tell you my amazing story. So I was back in Duluth from Austin, from my disgusting abuser, awful abusive family. And I'm sure I paid for my own dress, but it was my sister Emily. She was like, I guess she was just straight financially abusing me and just like in control of my fucking finances. That you should have seen me. I was destitute. But they just acted like it was so normal. Oh my God. That's why. That's why dad was acting like that. Because he knew he was just living off of stolen money. That's why. That's why he didn't want to give me anything. Because he knew that he had just taken from me. That is so disgusting. That is so disgusting. I remember he was like, I like that you talked about the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit in your sermon. Like, just so fake. Just so fake. They don't care about God. He was just like in the patriarchy. He's like, oh yeah, don't honor the divine feminine, basically. I hate you, Dad. I hate you. You are going straight to hell when you die. You're already there. You're already there. You don't know anything. You told me you live in a fantasy world. Yeah, you do. Yeah, the fuck you do. You live in a fantasy world where you're okay. You're not okay. You're not at all okay. You pushed my little 2.5-year-old child in what, 2021? Yeah. May of 2021 in Austin visiting. You pushed, you abused your grandson. And then I can't even believe, it's so disgusting how I was so, because I had to do some business. And so I had Kavi in my mother and father's hotel room. My mother calls me. How long are you going to, like, okay. Do you know that my oldest sister basically had you raise her fucking children, but I can't leave mine with you and he's so delightful. He's so delightful. I can't leave mine with you for an hour while I do some business. I just hate this. I just hate the double standard. And I know I'm jumping all around. It's because I'm in trauma response, fresh out of this insane toxic abuse. And I just need to document this. And I just want to tell the world. I've got so much work to do. I've got so much work to do. And I'm so ready for it. I've got my health. I've got resources. I've got my art. Art is a true love revolution, true love revolution, true love revolution. It begins within the heart. True love revolution, true love revolution, true love revolution. Life is art. True love revolution, true love revolution, true love revolution. The heart is art. True love revolution, true love revolution, true love revolution. Hey, have you ever noticed that the word art is contained in the word heart in the English language? I like that. And and I just want to thank everybody who watched my short, me being the anti-hero and saying that I wanted a real society, one that's safe for children. And I'm not going to normalized rape culture. I'm working to denormalize normalized rape culture. Let me give you an example of normalized rape culture in my own microculture. My first year at university, fresh from trauma of toxic abuse at home and an abusive romantic partnership as a teenager because of my upbringing, so I was immediately drawn to someone toxic and so abusive. And it was tragic. And I was at university, and my father suggested I join the army. So he wasn't really all that excited about me and my academic life, as usual. And for a person who's supposed to be such a great student himself, I never remember really actually in my schoolwork, really working with me at all. Totally on my own. Weird, right? I don't do that. I babysat a little boy and he was doing his math homework. I was all up in there. Helping him figure that shit out. Why not? Why the fuck not? Because you're insecure. You don't want for your offspring to be as intelligent or possibly more intelligent and powerful than you because you're sick. See, that's exactly what I want. I want for my children to be 10 times, 100 times more intelligent, more powerful, more capable. And that's normal, everybody. It's not normal to not want your child to do well in this world. It's not. That's why y'all were treating me so. That's why y'all were treating me. That you're so guilty of what you've done. You're so guilty and ashamed of how gross you've been. Disgusting. And I've done nothing to deserve it. I'm just this consummate little sweetheart victim. And I'm never going to take any revenge or anything. Even as I go through all of this recovery and the reconstruction of my whole life, after 25 years of predatory sibling financial abuse. So sort of this reconstruction of my whole life to protect myself, finally, at last. I'm going to have to change my whole social security number. I'm going to have to change everything. No, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be like a metamorphosis. It's not going to be like a metamorphosis. It is a metamorphosis. Nobody who's watching, if you appreciate what I'm doing, if you're seeing this in the recording, feel free to subscribe. I subscribe to almost every channel that I go on now because it's so free and it's a great way to connect. And also, I'm really trying to build a community. I'm not going to bother you or anything. You can turn notifications off. You can just be a subscriber and not be all into it and active on the channel. I would just really appreciate it if you would just please just activate that subscription for me, and just show your support, at least spiritually, to show your support spiritually for me. I'm trying to do this very spiritual thing in this very unholy, corrupt realm. Sweet H was at that wedding. Talked to me a little bit. Talked to me about politics and government a little bit. Talked about how self-governance is really primarily, originally, a very Republican ideal. And I said, yes, I have, I would say that me, in my general politics, I'm very Republican and conservative in a lot of areas, in my morality and in my belief system and how I feel. I really do feel that people have the power to govern themselves. And I do realize that that's a very Republican ideal. And I really believe in it. I think that Republicans sometimes, they say only the people with money can govern themselves. And I say, no, everybody can. And thank you so much for joining. Welcome. This is Fun World Studios. And my name is Claire Hanlon. That's my government name. And I go by Tell I Am. It's great to meet you, whoever you are. Welcome. Peace and love. I do this thing. Yeah. I also have a superhero character, Florida woman. Okay, so great to know you. I'm telling a really exciting story. I had just returned by plane from Austin, Texas, where I had attended my older sister's wedding that had been paid for with money stolen from my personal account at Wells Fargo. And nobody told me, but everyone was acting all shameful and guilty. It was fun. That was a fun wedding. And let me tell you how I ruled the shit. It's so fun how I always do. It's so fun how I always do. Oh, okay, you left? Okay, I guess my story wasn't all that fascinating to you. I'm not going to take it personally. It's totally a toe-I-own thing. I get it. I get it. So, yeah. How many men's hearts did I captivate? I don't even know for sure, because y'all get captivated, but you don't express yourself. I've realized you keep it in this like secret fantasy world of your own or whatever. I don't know why. I'm really ready to love you for real in real life, but you're afraid of, you don't believe in that. You don't want to manifest your imagination. You don't want to manifest your creative visualization about loving me. That's sad. You really stand in your own way, and you really take away a lot of your own power by doing that. It's ego shit. It's ego shit. Everybody needs to know about all this shit. Y'all are living as if and telling me that I'm not. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. So I was at the Duluth airport, which is probably one of the quirkiest, most hilarious regional airports. It's got this lounge. It's got this airport lounge. And I really do. I want to do like an art piece with that fucking lounge and toe-I-am. I think I will. I think I will. As soon as I kind of get my life together and my abusers don't have access to my resources anymore. When I think about the injustice and what I have endured. I lived. I lived. I not only survived, I really did thrive because I had faith. I believed in God. I believed in Goddess. I believed that they held me in their hearts and in their minds. I believed that there were divine spiritual forces at work for my good. I think that's mental health. I think that's mental health. And I think it's sad that my mother, living with untreated, chronic, severe, persistent mental illness, sees me processing and believing and and creating my reality as we do, with our attitude and with our spirit. She sees me doing that and she calls that mental illness. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand that that's actually mental health. She calls that mental illness. So at the Duluth airport in Duluth, thank you so much for that like. Oh, hey, daughter. Hey. I think I called this Grieving. Long live Norma Jean. So if it's that kind of spirit, I mean, I don't know. No, I want to talk to you about this. This is what we're doing now. It's okay. I love you so much. You are so kind and you're so thoughtful. I love how considerate you are, even when you're going through a hard time. That is so admirable. You are really amazing. You are really amazing. You are so strong emotionally. I really want you to know that. Don't let this world of dissociative, desensitized, dysfunctional people tell you that you're wrong because they're wrong and they feel guilty about it and they want to say that you're wrong so that they don't feel wrong anymore. That's all that it is. Don't let them do that to you. Well, I mean, they're going to, but I mean, don't let it affect you. You know what I mean? Develop that alligator mother barrier, that skin. Think of an alligator. I've been thinking so much about that 16-foot gator that graced me with her divine presence and her power on that summer day in 1987. That creek was so high. She was massive. She was massive. It was at the exact moment. It was like God put me out there to witness her and to take her in and to surrender to her because I did. And I should. Everything about her. Prehistoric. Technology perfectly aligned with nature. The perfect predator. And a mother. And a creator. And a child of nature. And a child of God. Everything. Her beautiful black, green, yellow, orange. Oh my God, she's so lucky to have that DNA structure. And I want to know what that feels like so bad. That must feel so bad ass to be a fucking alligator mother. Talk about self-assuredness. Talk about sleeping easy at night, knowing no one's fucking with you. Okay, I'm embracing alligator mother. I remember the fear. Like, I understand, like, I think maybe that's why it's easier for me to face the little fears about social shit and little shit, because I'm telling you, I knew fear just being in her presence, just being this. It was like it was a queen. It was like a queen making her procession, and I was like this subject, just like in awe and respect. So I see that fear, respect, and fear are connected and related. I really see that. See, that's why nobody is respectful of me usually, because I'm disarming. And I say, you don't have to be afraid of anything. So they take that as like, oh, well, let me just be a disrespectful fuck. Most people, not you. Oh, hey. Oh my gosh, I love NFAF news reporter. You are so cool, man. Okay, so the test results, Dacia Figueroa reports, this is so exciting. They are somewhat positive. My progesterone went up. Okay. I believe in miracles. I believe in Goddess. I believe in Alligator Mother. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. If Alligator Mother lives, then that means as some kind of a network of energy and life, Alligator Mother is alive inside of every being. I want that. I think in a way I possess that a little bit, but I really want that. I really want for people to stop stunned and have a healthy sense of fear and respect about me and my vibe. I know that I'm ridiculous, but I'm not here to be ridiculed by any person. I know that life is absurd, but please don't call me the absurd one and the only one. That's hilarious. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. You really excite me. And I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. And I hope that you will, with your people that you are cool with and stuff, I hope that you will spread my message of ultra nonviolence, true love revolution, Afrocentric pro-womanism, being real and living in the truth, no matter how embarrassing or how shameful or how wrong you think it is. Yeah, I just want everyone to start questioning their own mind, what they've been told, what they believe to be true. I want you to start taking an inventory. Nobody can do that for you. Nobody knows your whole life and your whole shit like you do. You got to do it. You got to examine up your life. Listen to CDF. Consciousness. Okay, but my HCG levels went down. Okay. Well, we will just, we're breathing, we're walking, we're praying. And as usual, Dacia Figueroa, never forget, you're a living miracle. You're a living miracle. You're a living miracle. Congratulations. And you are so fun to watch. And you are so fun to marvel at and fun to look at. So I want to tell you the story of an attempt on my life. It's so gangsta. It's so mafia movie. Like everybody wants to be in this like Hollywood movie in my real life because I'm so Hollywood. But then I stun them all by flipping the script and like making it all real and like flipping it all around so that they and their stupid schemes are all exposed and it's fun. I pull the curtain back on them trying to do some Hollywood shit in my real life. That is so cool. David Lynch would totally dig it. And he would be like, bitch, mad respect. Mad respect. From one artist to another. Girl, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. I was calling Dacia Figueroa girl. And you are so welcome, FNAF. I love you. I really love you. I'm really excited about you. And did I subscribe to your channel? Here, let me subscribe to your channel right now, babe. Okay, there we are. Hey, babe. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, now I'm subscribed to FNAF. And, as I was saying before, if if you think that you've got some people, I'm into 6 degrees of separation. I'm into 0 degrees of separation, really. If you think that you've got people that are really aligned with this and that would really vibe with what I'm doing, please send them to me, Claire Hanlon. You sexy motherfucker, yeah. Deja, let me show off my my cute fit, my jewels. I love my jewelry. I have 3 necklaces on. My glass, my fluorite and turquoise and quartz. I love this. This is so power. This is so power. And I want to talk about this in my soft white underbelly. I totally do a little body language, like a micro kind of thing with this. It's so fascinating. Look at this. More glass. It reminds me of a magnifying glass for my heart. It's like a ball. I kind of want to put a mustard seed in there, like a mustard seed of faith. And I also kind of want to have a portrait of my beloved child. And I've got my shirt, which Forrest picked out for me so perfectly. I feel like this is so me. It's got like a wing on it and like coffee mug marks. That's so cool. So this, so used. And that is kind of my vibe, like this used secondhand, because this whole body and all of this, even though my DNA is unique, all of this cells and everything is so ancient and old. And, there's nothing fresh and new about it, really. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's nothing clean about it. I love that. I got my fanny pack because I'm the coolest nerd girl in South OK. And I'm wearing my cute Costco pajama short bottoms with the stars on it. I really like stars because I'm a Sagittarius moon and I represent the cosmos in all their infinite wonder and mystery. You're welcome. I'll bring back the messages as clearly as I possibly can. Thank you, girl. It's a brand. It's a brand. It's a shoe brand. It's not the most popular. Here. Don't sue me. But yeah. Okay. So for some reason I remember. I was in Minneapolis. I flew to Minneapolis. And I was like, shit. I don't know. There was no way for me to get home inexpensively. There was a van that could drive me from Minneapolis back to the Duluth airport, which was only $50 for the ride, which is really, really, that's very affordable. That's really good. But they were closed. I couldn't take the van anymore at that time when my flight came in. So I was like, oh shit, I really don't want to sleep at the airport or be at the airport. So I called my friend. His name's Gus. He goes by Gus. That's not his real name. His real name's Samuel. I knew his number by heart. Hey Gus. I'm kind of stranded at the Minneapolis airport. And I don't know, I'm sorry that it's so last minute and kind of jumping in on you and everything. I really don't mean to, honey. Do you think that it would be possible? Remember how I helped you move to Minneapolis, honey? Do you think that maybe you could repay me now and I could maybe just spend the night at your house and I can get back to Duluth tomorrow, honey? Yeah, sure. You can stay at my house. Yeah, no problem. And so he brought me and spent the night, had a really great time. He's a really nice friend and everything. I can't remember if I ate or anything like that. Maybe I ate a little bit at his house and he's nice and everything. We had a conversation about what he's doing and stuff, talked about his love life and stuff. I think we went out. It was like a live music concert shit. It really wasn't that fun to me. It was not really my scene. It was not really my vibe. It was kind of just a bunch of pretentious white people thinking that they're cooler than they are. And I was like, this is lame as fuck. I didn't get wasted or anything, but he did. And so did his girlfriend. And his girlfriend was like severely mentally ill, sorry to say, like severely with OCD and like big time bulimia and anorexia. And she was like a major alcoholic. She was so young and she was in such poor health. It was so sad. Like, I don't know what he was doing with her. He had an excellent girlfriend. I think the stealing for me and the crime against me is what broke them up. Because that's what happens. When you do bad stuff happens to you in your life. You bring misfortune upon yourself by inflicting misfortune onto another person who did nothing wrong to you, right? So he had done that, and he knew that. And so he wasn't telling me, because he didn't want to go to jail. So there was that whole thing. He was keeping this big secret from me, and I was loving him and trusting him and believing him to be one of my closest friends in the world. But I was only his victim. The next morning, I said, okay, I'll probably be heading out. He said, before you go, you want to take a little walk and we can go to the park and just like get some fresh air and stuff? Yeah, that sounds great. He says, here, put these on. Gives me some sweatpants, big t-shirt. I don't even think I was wearing my own shoes. I didn't bring anything. My ID, nothing. I think maybe I had cigarettes and a lighter, maybe. We go to this park, and we're in this very open, sunny area. He sits me right down, just kind of conversating. Looking back on it now, he was acting really weird. He was sitting far away from me, even though we were sitting on the ground. Like normally, we would be right next to each other, like talking and just like right next to each other, like little kids in a park, playing and talking and laughing and stuff, having fun. But he was really far apart from me, sitting, and he was really, his attitude and his demeanor was very tense, very nervous, very tense. And we were only there a few minutes. It really wasn't that long. It was probably maybe 9-10 minutes. And the state trooper comes walking up to us. And it's kind of strange. He's smoking a cigarette. So it kind of feels to me like, what the fuck? At that time, I think I was kind of bratty, I was like, okay, I think he said something like, hey, not to, I'm not trying to like judge you or like say that you're any kind of bad people. It's that this area of this park is really renowned for intravenous drug users to just come and use drugs and stuff. I was like, do we really look like drug people? I was like, I know I'm dressed kind of funny. I was like, I'm not a drug person at all. He went, and Gus was completely quiet. That's very unusual for him. I don't think I've seen him much interacting with law enforcement officers. Quiet. And so guilty in his demeanor. I see it all now. It's just like how dude was playing confidence and I was thinking about work. It's just like that. People have their own thing and they're just not coming out with what it is. And here I am kind of like believing everything to be real and everything's, but he was setting me up. This is really what I believe to be true. And that state trooper really did save my life, either wittingly or unwittingly. To be executed with a bullet like JFK. And I didn't have my ID. Like if pew, and then like, I guess if it happened like the movie they imagined it would happen, like, they're such idiots. This is how criminals are. They really think that their little schemes and shit are like really going to do something. That is so hilarious to me. Yeah, they thought it was going to be like a Hollywood movie where this dude who is such a psychopath, and like I can't believe that I was so close to him for so long. But see, my family, that they like, they're psychopathic and they groomed me to be a victim to other psychopaths in this world. No more. No more. I'm so lucky to be alive. I've got this impromptu slumber party at a psycho killer's home story. That's real. And also, we went for a walk in the woods and he watched me swim in Lake Superior and he took a photograph of me in my one piece. And he also commented on my really sexy body. And he liked that I wore a one piece. I wore a black one piece. He was like, that's even sexier than somebody like with a little string bikini showing off every little part of their naked body except for the little bits that people are going to see when they have sex with you. He was like, I like that. He was like, that's really sexy to have such a sexy fit body and cover it up with a one piece. I was like, thank you. Thank you. But that psycho killer, that's a little tender moment of a psycho killer that I experienced. And that's real for me. That makes me believe in God like so much. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. And he did that. He really did murder a lady in a grocery store. She was like getting a cake for her granddaughter's 7th birthday or something. She was like a 78-year-old woman doing nothing wrong at all. And he murdered her. She's gone from this earth because of him. He took somebody's grandma away. Like that. Ultra violence. But it's not his fault. He did that to her after he met me. In a way, I kind of feel like I'm guilty about that. Like in a way, I feel like my spirit and shit, like sort of like fucked with that shit and like emboldened him to like take it to the real world instead of just in his mind. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's really amazing. That shit is amazing. I could probably like figure out a way to sort of like write books and maybe even make like a Lifetime original movie about that type of shit, because I really do feel like that is a real huge battle between good and evil and like mental illness and like how it takes over a person's life. And of course, nobody wants to be a psycho killer locked away in a hospital for the criminally insane, except for the Joker. But the Joker is a character. The Joker is an avatar. I want to be like the Joker, but still be good in society and shit. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I know I've done wrong in my life, but I know that I've done nothing to deserve toxic abuse and predatory sibling financial abuse. I know that I have done nothing to deserve that. And they have played on my weaknesses, like that's normal. And they've played on the fact that my undiagnosed autism spectrum disorder, I trust everybody implicitly. I trust everybody implicitly and explicitly. I trust everybody. Sight unseen. I guess it's like, I feel like I have like a God consciousness. And so I just believe that everybody is on that or something. And I do believe that everybody is on that. But I think that they don't believe that they're on that. So, okay. So that state trooper was around, and there was also a bottle of beer that it wasn't ours or anything. He went and he looked at that. He was like, is this yours? I think he was maybe trying to see if he could get anything where he could like bring us in or, something. I don't know. He was probably like curious about what the fuck we were doing. It probably looked weird. Maybe he even knew what it looked like to him. Maybe he was kind of familiar with this type of shit. Putting a lady in a spot, get a dude, who fancies himself a sniper up on a rooftop of his friend about 100 yards away, and he thinks he's real cool with that. Because we've done target practice in the woods all winter. Yeah. And he's going to get me. That is hilarious. Dude, if that's real and you really did that and you thought that you were really going to do that, you thought that you were like going to like commit the perfect crime, or you are so psychopathic and narcissistic and so out of reality. Some people do. They just live like it's a fucking movie. That is so funny. You have no faith in God. You think that you're some kind of a god for real. Like, you don't get it. You don't get it. You don't have the power to take other people's lives, especially people that you've totally victimized without their knowledge. So think about it. I'm already the victim of your abuse. You've already stolen money from me. You've already used me. You've already taken advantage of me. You've already fucked me over. Okay? And I lived through that. I survived that. I made it through that gauntlet. I'm free. I'm back. And you say, now let's extinguish her divine flame like we can. So I just want to tell you, like, that's why that state trooper was like a divine intervention from God. And I do. He was like a fucking Viking. It was so funny how godlike that state trooper was. It was so funny. It was like, thank you. Like, seriously, when I think back on it, it is. That's evidence that there is a real God, and that real God fucking loves me and wants me, needs me to live, to tell my truth, and is protecting the shit out of me, because totally protected me from being killed. I'm sure of it. He was looking at this warm beer because somebody, I guess at night, somebody had left a beer there. And so he was kind of looking at that like, okay, that's not yours. I was like, yeah. I was like, I was like, I'm sober. I was like, I just woke up. I'm just here. I'm smoking a cigarette. I mean, I'm sorry if that's wrong or gross or something, but like, I'm not trying to do a bunch of drugs and like be bad out here or anything. I'm just sitting in a park. To him, but that's good, because I was probably showing how innocent I was, you know. And here's this dude, this totally guilty dude, acting guilty as fuck, saying nothing. What do they say to criminals that they have evidence on? You have the right to remain silent. Notice how silent guilty people get. Notice how silent guilty people get. Before anybody is even, they tell on themselves. They tell on themselves. Did this live end? Are you still here? Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I'm more than strong. I feel like I'm omnipotent. Like somehow God and Goddess have truly imbued me with their divine fucking power. I'm not fucking kidding. I feel like the luckiest human being on earth. And I feel like everybody has access to this if they do the hard internal work on themselves and make themselves build themselves up to be worthy of the temple of God, which they are, and their Godhead to be the place, like the center of the universe, where the divine supreme being resides forever. Dude, these concepts are amazing for people. People should be living this way. That's it. That's why these religions and these concepts exist. Don't get caught up in toxic Christianity. That's just an arm of capitalism. I love y'all. Thank you so much for just allowing me to speak and be a mouthpiece. I feel like I'm a mouthpiece for all who have been silenced and erased and diminished and discarded in this psychopathic, terrorist organization of a culture. Is the live still going? Can y'all still hear me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Daisha Figueroa says, I'm a voice for others who are going through problems. Yes. As I'm working my shit out, other people are saying, oh my God, somebody else is expressing herself and processing. I can do that too. I can do that too. So, State Trooper, after a while, I think I was just like, well, you know, I've kind of had enough of sitting in the sun anyway. Gus, if you don't mind, maybe we can just get out of here. You know, State Trooper was there until we left. Skedaddle. Gus said nothing. He let me and that State Trooper run the whole show. That is so funny. I wonder how much he was shitting his pants. What if the State Trooper came to him later and was like, I saw your little friend. I saw your little friend. I saw the butt of his rifle. I saw your little friend. I saw where it was pointed. I wonder. Because I don't think that they can arrest people before they've done what they're going to do. Can they? I don't really know the law like that. That's a superhero shit. If you see a crime about to fucking happen and you say you're going straight to jail because you are attempting murder, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. Then crimes would actually be prevented from happening. Okay, thank you so much, Daisha. Daisha Figueroa reports the live is still alive. Your life still alive. Your life still alive. Yeehaw! Girl. Telling you. I'm just excited for the future. I'm excited for my life without this drama, this real life drama. You know, I love to live and everything. I'm very adventurous, but I want different experiences, ones that don't involve my life in jeopardy, my life, health, and safety in jeopardy. I know I'm super heroic. I feel like after all of this trial and oh wait, now it shows 0. Okay. Yeah, I feel like through all of this endurance marathon of victimization, I deserve to not be victimized and to not be an abuser. I just want to rise above to where people are not fucking doing that to each other at all. It's like unheard of. And then I want to bring that down to the people and just let them know that it's really their mental illness, which is causing all the problems, and not the people that they're victimizing. Mental illness does that to you. It makes you think that you're good and your victim is the bad one and deserves that shit because you're rationalizing your ultraviolence and your abusive nature. Just look within. She's not going to get any mental health treatment. She's not going to get any mental health treatment. She's going to die in alcoholism. She's going to die from, here comes Cassandra. She's probably going to die in less than a year. or maybe, I don't know, maybe a year or two. We have really strong constitutions in our family. We can really abuse ourselves. And she really has her whole life. She has done nothing but abandon and abuse herself and committed ultra violence on herself. And then she wants to lie about it because she can't face the truth and the reality. Just because it's been normalized doesn't make it normal, Emily. That's a big one. It's for you, babe. It's for you and our family. Our family. You identified yourself as an abuser in Clear Dreams of Fuddruckers when you said that you take mom and dad's side about verbal and emotional and psychological abuse when we're captive in the car and we have nowhere to run to, we have nowhere to escape from. And so he just dominates with his insanity. Those car trips were hell. How would you ever align yourself with such an abuser, just such an unconscious abuser? Precious little 4 daughters. And he's acting like he's Don Corleone. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. What the fuck do you want? Your balls are responsible for me. Like, seriously? You're going to say that I'm fucking your shit up? That's hilarious because you're fucking my shit all up. See, that's what they do. They blame their victim of the exact shit that they're doing. I'm figuring all this shit out. Oh, Gus, my friend who was trying to kill me, should have said something. Well, he couldn't because he was too guilty and ashamed and afraid. He was probably shitting his pants. If they really had caught, he would go to jail for so many things. Attempted murder, and then they would find out that he had stolen so much money from me. So he was probably so deathly afraid at that moment, in that moment. And he fancied himself an actor. And so he probably thinks that he did a good Oscar-winning performance. He didn't. Gus, you suck. That's why you're not getting anywhere in the profession of theater. That's why you're not getting anywhere in the profession of music. You're not talented. You're just cute. You're the opposite of me. And you think that you're not. You thought that you could be something big, bigger than me in Duluth. Are you? No. You're bullshit. You're bullshit. You're not a true artist because all you do is compete. You don't fucking collaborate. You're an egomaniac. You're never going to get anywhere with crime. Crime doesn't pay, dude. So whatever money you got from me, whatever shit you got from me, that's just bringing misfortune. That's not going to bring anything good into your life. I'd love to see what your ass is up to now. Bullshit. Probably preying on me because I'm such a dumbass and you've got access to all that shit. So you're like, here, she doesn't know. Yeah, just rack up some more like hell time in eternity and like some more lower levels of hell time for you. Yeah. You're so smart. You know everything. Wait until you die, motherfucker. Then you're going to know. Then you're going to know like no other. Try to take my life like you're in control. And then what did God and Goddess show you? What a stupid ass scheming little boy you are. I defy death. What do you do, Gus? Try to get ahead in show business by sucking dick? Yeah, I know the fuck you do. And it's normal in that. I've never done it though. Isn't that great? You do, and you're getting nowhere. I've never done it. And I did a soft white underbelly interview. I bet you're seeing that and you are like, God, bitch, you want to be me so bad, but you're not. You wish you were as clever and beautiful and witty and creative and inventive and godlike I am. You wish you had a fraction of the magic, but you don't open yourself up to it. That's all it is. It's not like I have something. I make myself worthy. I don't commit crimes, spiritual nor physical. So you're envious because you're fucking your life up and you know it. You know that you're responsible. I'm not fucking my life up. And you see that and it makes you crazy. And that's because you're mentally ill. Because you think that your wrong way is the way that you're going to go. I love that you were telling me about the book Get Rich Slowly as you were stealing from my ass. You are such an asshole, idiot. Get rich slowly. I sent you a little email. I noticed how you never fucking respond, you fucking coward. Faggot. Yeah, I can say that. I'm genderqueer. You're a lame ass faggot, Gus. You're not one of us. You're all fucked up about your sexuality too. You're not one of us. No. I shun you from the LGBTQIA plus community because you're a fake ass. You're a fake ass hoe. You say you're all 100% straight and you know you're fucking not. You know you're queer as folk just like me. But you try to be, oh, I'm heteronormative. Why? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? That's so funny. You like have to prove something or something. It's all wrong. It's all from your little ego. That's what you don't get. You've done no self-study. You've done no work. You think that you can just play like an actor. Like you're like an idiot. You're like an idiot like that really thinks that they have some kind of power of their own. It's so dumb. It's mental illness. It's mental illness. And you're also so guilty for how wrong you've been to me and how I still love you and how I'm still so good. And God protects me, even though I get stolen from like a motherfucker and crimes happen to me. See how I'm like still good? Like God takes such good care of me. And I take such good care of myself. That's amazing. That's really amazing. That shows me how mentally well I am and how powerful over my addictions, compulsions, and obsessions I am, rather than powerless under my addictions, compulsions, and obsessions. Somebody's comment in Soft White Underbelly was cult member for sure. I replied, member of a culture for sure. A psychopathic culture at that. And I said, you too. You're a member of a culture. You're a member of a cult. I'm the cult of personality. Oh my God, that song is so cool. Like Joseph Stalin or Gandhi, I am a cult of personality. A cult of personality. Okay, Deja, I'm sure you've probably never heard this song before. It is so political. I want you to listen to it. You will love it. You will love it. Maybe watch the live performance on Saturday Night Live. It's really good. They're a really good band. They are like snakes. Year of the Snake. They are like snakes. But see, I love snakes. So I really don't want to compare them to that powerful reptile that is in alligator mother's um, immediate family. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't even want to give them that divine power, because that's the divine power of the goddess, and they don't have that. They don't. They don't have that at all. I think that they barely have a concept of the masculine god in heaven. They like barely have any kind of spiritual conceptualism for their own mind and their own soul and their own spirit. It's crazy. They trust in TV and money and little earthly shit. And that's funny too, because they're so close to the earth. They should be like, oh, nature, 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 but they don't. They don't. It's like they don't. It's they're out of it. They've been programmed out of it or something. I don't know. I'm just observing. I love you. I love you for like allowing me just to do this stream of consciousness. So healing. I feel so good right now. It feels like old times. You know, it feels like old times. It feels like back a month ago or a little bit more, maybe 6 weeks ago, when things were pretty cool. And it seemed like my life was like actually starting to like really do something. And it still is. It still is. I should have changed the password. I didn't realize the extent of Emily's mental illness and her problems, about how she doesn't believe that I have boundaries, and she somehow thinks that my life is somehow her life, because she spent her whole life being a career criminal, targeting and preying upon me, her sister, who's only just trying to work for an honest living and do good. Yeah, I wouldn't buy you those boots. And so now you have spent your whole life buying clothes on my dime and making me buy your clothes. And you like to wear the clothes that I bought you, that I don't know that I bought you. You like to wear those clothes around me and not say anything. And I wonder like about those hand-me-downs and shit. I wonder like if I tracked the funds that paid for those. Because I know your little blue canoe and your little baby Bjorn potty training shit is all my stolen money. And you failed because you're insane. You started off insane anyway. You're not. I just can't believe that nobody fucking caught you. That you've been able to do this to me for 25 years. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. She just doesn't give a shit. I have worked so hard. And through my marriage, I'm seeing it too. I was just exploited. I made my own money. But even that, like, we saved half of our income. That man just took. My tax returns for 10 years. Like last year, I had like almost $5,000 as a return. I saw none of that. Like, I'm gonna figure all this shit out. They think that they're doing something. Because I lived through it all, and I was able to say, okay, let's look back at that whole thing of my past in Duluth. And I started to figure it out. I had been the victim of predatory sibling financial abuse. And I had my whole case for civil theft of inheritance against my mother. And I had evidence that my sister had stolen from me. And that was all destroyed. My husband allowed that. They're in on it because he's done crimes, obviously. And I said this to him. I said, I think the reason that you destroyed my work and you replaced the documents and shit like that is because you've been doing this kind of activity to me, the same kind of shit that was happening in Duluth. You've been taking from my time, like you've been taking from my stocks, like skimming off the top as they make profits, instead of just leaving them there like I would have. And so that's what I think is going on. And he was like, okay. So that tells me that I was absolutely right. If you're telling somebody what you think they're doing and they say, okay, that totally means that that's true. You know, I know, I can't tell when people are lying to me, but when I'm really doing something, when it's down to the wire, I can read people like a motherfucker. And they know it. They're so fucking scared of my owl eyes. And I have evidence. Okay, here, let me just take it one step at a time. It's so complicated, so elaborate. It's like a Hindu saga. It is. I think I'll begin on 5 April 2023. I called Irving police to report my ex-spouse as a perpetrator of domestic violence and sexual assault against me, his bride, mother of his child. He was told to stay away. I allowed him to come back, but I was planning on divorcing him, forcing him to get a psych evaluation, and figure out all of our finances. He slapped me. Okay, well, wait. I was working on my civil theft of inheritance case. He was like, oh my God, please don't figure this shit out. I had it. It was set to go. The next morning, he like didn't want to send. I think my computer is kind of fucked up too, because I tried to do some business with it with Wells Fargo Bank. It didn't go through. I'll tell you that later. June 6th, 2023. I wake up to my work destroyed. It's worth like almost $2 million. This whole shit. For me, that is rightfully mine. And it's gone. That's me in reactive abuse. I can't even figure out the truth about my own victimization. And this is still continuing on. I just had a conversation with one of my oldest friends, still continuing on. Won't tell me the motherfucking truth. Want to conceal my own truth from me. Because they're so ashamed. Because they know that they've benefited from my victimhood. My mother is financially abusive, where she tells me, she deprives me of the very essentials. She says, if you're going to get anything, you're going to get it your own goddamn self. You get nothing. I'm serious. That's the spirit from my sweet little 5'2" kindergarten teacher mother. Real cool, Bev. Real cool. Come in 2011. After I had been destroyed by my sister, completely destroyed. You know what happens to victims of financial abuse? What she did too, she defamed my character to my employers. They're like so good at like doing all this shit. They like make their job. They don't have jobs because they make their job fucking with me. And I'm just trying to live a normal life. So, I would get a job and I would be doing it and they would be like, no. I was like, what? Why are y'all like being so? It was because somehow a mentally ill person is like able to be like, don't trust her. And they like believe her. For the way this world works is like so crazy. Like, what the fuck? So that's what had happened to me. Like I was like, I couldn't get hired by anyone. And I was asking everyone. Nobody would hire me. I was like, but I'm so skilled. Like I have all of this. I don't understand why nobody is hiring me. Yeah, it was like it's like the victim like becomes this like person that like everybody hates. I don't know what it is. I had no home. I had no husband or anybody like that. I got resourceful and I got creative and I took the type of work that I thought that I would be most successful at and that would be the most lucrative for me. And that was sex work, stripping. I didn't like have sex with people, but I stripped. I stripped naked in front of audiences. It was fun. It's kind of like my kind of thing. Like I'm really not ashamed of it or anything. And I really did have a fair amount of success. But also I was so I'm underrepresented. Like I don't have like people. Like if I had like somebody that was like, representing me and everything, I'm sure I could have made so much more out of it. But it's always been like that. It's always just been me out here just trying to do anything. So then my mother comes and says she's going to help me secure housing. And I tell her that I'm working as a stripper because I am truthful and that is the truth. And so I am honorable and I tell her that that's what I'm doing. And I'm sure that she just takes that. That's so wonderful for her. She just feels so justified in stealing all of my money that I had just so dutifully held in the bank. She stole more than $750,000 from me and left me penniless. I had some car repairs that I needed to do. They said that it would be like $400. She said, "Well, I think that you should earn that yourself." She had just stolen all my money. That's how cruel and abusive she is. I survived all this. Like, as you can see, I'm still like doing great. Like, she didn't ruin me. I think she thought she was going to ruin me and that I was just going to be destitute and that I would follow a life that was like going to leave me to like drugs and overdose and death. That's what she laid out before her daughter who had like done nothing wrong. But for some reason, my mother just hates me and doesn't want me to have anything. So I trusted her. She said she was going to hold it. She just told me some lie. I trusted her and I signed it. I should not have signed it. I should have said, I'm not signing this. But I didn't. I'm a good daughter and I'm a good victim. And she did that to me. And then also, it's so funny how she treats me like I'm such a thief and such a criminal. It's her own guilt she's projecting on me. I've never stolen from her, but she acts like everything. She acts like so high security around me. Guilt. You're going straight to hell when you die, mother. Your heart's a tectonic plate. You're not going anywhere good. And that's so sad that you just, when I confront you on your abuse, that you just say, Claire, I'm 80. And basically just say, I'm just going to die. I'm just going to die. I don't want to look at myself and what I've done. I don't want to heal. I don't want to heal from trauma. I don't want to heal with you in your trauma that I've caused you. She didn't even apologize to me for anything. She didn't even apologize. But that's like, I've heard that like abusers and narcissists and crazy people, they can't apologize. So that's helping me identify these people. I have no problem apologizing for anything. I probably apologize at least 6 or 7 times a day if I'm out with people. It's normal. It's normal to go, oh, I'm so sorry about that. Right? Isn't it? I think so. Watch for people who can't say that they're sorry, even when they've done something really bad, especially when they've done something really bad, and stay away from them because they're not good. They're not trustworthy people. That means they do stuff that they feel really bad about, and they can't even admit that they've done that. Because saying sorry is like taking responsibility, right? Yeah. When you say sorry, you're like owning up to your own behavior and like what you did and stuff. It's like taking responsibility and being an adult. But also little kids, I mean, everything I need to know I learned in kindergarten says it, as soon as you make a mistake, just say you're sorry, Okay, Deja Figueroa. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, I just can't believe that they Just live like it's normal. I'm going to make my own fucking money. I'm going to let that all go. I don't give a shit. They are so stupid and greedy and worthless and not creative. They're so destructive and dysfunctional. So I'm just going to leave all that behind and go forward. And I know that I'm going to make like 10 times whatever stupid ass bullshit. I don't even want that. That's bad. That's such bad karma. If I got any of that back, that's like stolen money. I don't want any of that in my life. I would be so much better off having nothing than having that. You were way too nice. Yeah, I get that a lot. But I guess I would rather be way too nice than a dissociative, dysfunctional, abusive, counterfeit, misaligned with nature motherfucker. Yeah, I would definitely rather be too nice. And they're always the ones that tell me I'm too nice out of their guilt and shame for being so horrible. What, you're a victim and you're still fucking loving and nice? Oh my God, you got to stop. You know? That's so shameful for me to see that you're healing. That is so funny. That is so funny. That is so funny. And the fake, always with the fake. I think that this is like a mantra for Emily. She does this. She's too nice. She's fake. Okay. And then that's out there. I hear it. It's not, people are so dumb. They think that they're like original. It happened at my last little office job. Yeah, everybody says you're like so nice. You're like a cheerleader. You're like so nice and positive, and you're just like all like people forward and everything. But it's just like it's too different and unusual. So everybody just thinks that you're just being fake. And people don't believe in God. So I have nothing to do with that. Like, I don't have to defend my authenticity. Like, and I said to him, I was like, you're gossiping about me. And he was like, that's not gossip. I was like, you're talking about me when I'm not there to defend myself, aren't you? And he was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's the definition of gossip. Like, why didn't you like say something? Why didn't you say something about how you know that I'm really real? Why didn't you defend me? Why did you just go, like participate along with it? And why did you report it back to me like it's any of my business? I'm sure I told you. That's one of my favorite quotes. What other people think of me is none of my business. I'm trying to figure out so much when exactly it was. Was it before Chicken and Pickle or after Chicken and Pickle that you said, I need to talk to my wife? And then your boss came and said, what are you doing here? You're not even supposed to be here. You're supposed to be doing something else. So you were saying, I need to talk to my wife to me, like saying that, like saying you felt that I was your fucking wife, but you won't come out and say it. And like we were acting like man and wife at that Chicken and Pickle place, just like naturally, because we are. Duh. Like, I don't know why you're not fucking proud of me. If I was a man and Claire Hanlon fucking loved the shit out of me and was so into me and was so ready to like do business and life and family and all that shit with me, I would be like, I am the fucking luckiest man alive. I am the luckiest man alive. But see, that's what it is. That's what it is. You don't believe in yourself to be the divine being that you truly are. And you don't believe that you can have that heaven on earth life that you see in your fantasy. You see it here, don't you? You know that the next step is seeing it out here, right? You don't believe. You don't believe in your own power. You don't believe in your own power. Yeah. But like, how would I fuck up your job, really, by asking you if you're texting a woman? Like, that could be anything. That could be anything. That's not any like evidence of us like getting together or anything like that. That's me like joking around with you. And the way that you reacted, so guilty and ashamed and shit, was like so stupid. Like, you totally told on yourself. Like, you were just texting somebody. And I was like, are you texting a woman? Like, joking with you, like, that's funny, like, kind of like poking and prodding at you or whatever, that's normal. I've talked with people that I work with about like my love life and my romantic life. That doesn't like indicate anything, but don't you see how you just totally told on the both of us in front of your boss with the way that you were like, oh my God, and then I'm like, I don't know. And he like pretended to like not notice. He like pretended to. I don't know what's going on with y'all either. I think that there might be a little closeted homosexuality and like some like homoeroticism in your like philosophy and your psychology with that dude. I don't know. You're just like so many men that I'm attracted to. You're like so anti-woman, but it's like normalized for you to be anti-woman. And so you just think that that's totally normal to like hate this woman that you don't know. Like, it's so weird. You played confidence. After all this, she'll probably hate me. I never did. I even said I don't hate you. But you hate me, and you hated me from the beginning. That's what I'm realizing. You hated me. You didn't love me. You like hated and feared me. And then I turned to you. I thought that you were loving me because you're an abuser. And I think that abusers are good for me and that they're loving to me. But then I just made you more mad by like loving you and like wanting to do that. Because you were like, holy shit. You thought that I was going to be some toxic shit. Or what did you think? You weren't thinking. You're in love. There's no logic and reason. You're in love. And you won't admit it ever. And that's so sad. But you're not living. You're not living. That's like being undead. That's like being so dead in your spirit. Don't draw me into that. You shouldn't have asked. You shouldn't have asked. I should have been like, wait a minute. What is this? Do you love me? Do you like me? Do you want to have something with me in our lives and stuff? Like, do you want like a future with me? Do you want to be with me? Because like that's what this means to me. I wish I would have said something like that. But I was kind of thinking like we would just sort of take it one step at a time. Like, yeah, we're totally sexually attracted to each other. I think there's like I had told him that I loved him. I said, I hope you don't think it too forward of me if I tell you that I love you. I called us the dream team. I was doing all this stuff and I didn't even know that he was playing confidence for me. I didn't even know that he felt anything for me at all. But I was calling us the dream team. And I was saying, look at us, a couple of corn-fed Midwesterners. And he said, well, I'm not really a Midwesterner originally, but I do get the corn-fed part. And like, he's so like Bob Parr. He's really so like Bob Parr, I guess I just wish he was more self-aware. Like I was saying to him, like, I'm being vulnerable to you. You know, like I want to do something with you, you know? I wasn't being like, yo, boy, I don't give a fuck about you or your heart. Just give me a piece of that dick. I wasn't at all like that. At all. That's not how I am. I don't do that. But I think that he has this little thing of he wants to make it be bad. Because he's in love and he's so confused. He's so confused. He's probably from such an abusive family too. We're probably both just such victims of just toxic abuse. And like we're just all trying to love. We're just all doing our best. I'm not saying he's some kind of a villain. He's not. He's totally innocent. I mean, I'm sure he's struggling so much too. I feel for him. I feel for him. When he said I have people, I kind of was like, that kind of sounds like you don't have anybody. When you say, he was like, I have people. That does not sound like you have people. That does not sound like you have people. That sounds like you have nobody. Like when people say stuff like that, I don't know. I don't know. And I really do. I really do. Like when you were saying, just believe in yourself. I saw in your eyes, like you are riddled with self-doubt and fear. You don't believe in your own personal power. That's what I realized. When you said, just believe in yourself, you were telling yourself that, honey. And you should. You should learn how. You should get a sense of spiritualism. I see that you are so lacking in your own, like thinking for your own self. Don't let everybody give you what you have. Don't do that. That's not what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to give yourself, you're supposed to discover within yourself all that you are and kind of show that to the world. You don't sort of say, here world, I can be exactly, because that's mental illness. That's like exactly what Emily does. She's like, see, I can be what you want me to be, see? But it's like, it's totally fake. I love it. Everybody else is doing the shit that they say I'm doing. She is so fake. And that's what she said to me my whole, like defaming my character all around school and all around my community and everything. She's fake. She's fake. And I just want to say, Emily, with all of that, I just want to say like how little power you actually have. And Barbara Simpson and my father and mother and everything. With all of your scheming to try to defame my character and try to discriminate against me and try to make me something that I'm not just because you're jealous of me and you have problems, but you can't face them. I was nominated prom queen of my high school. I won this title. Nobody can take my crown away from me. I won. They wanted me to be this. They wanted me to be their representative. That is such an honor. Thank you. I wanted to be that. I wanted to be that for you too. I love it. I love it. Okay? My high school class said that I was worthy of their love. Totally. They said that they appreciate me and my efforts. They said that they see me as a real person. I'm real. I'm not fake. I'm not fake. I'm real. You know what else my awesome classmates did for me to show how much they loved me and how much they saw me for real, unlike my abusers? They also voted me most talented and last but not least, my personal favorite and the most true, most humorous. I got 2 of those shits. I got 2 of those honors. Most talented and most humorous. I don't need to be voted most likely to succeed. With most talented and most humorous, success. I'm going to give a new definition to the word success. Somebody out there can dig it. Somebody out there can dig it. Where's my Christian Shannon? Where's my Christian Shannon? I've been thinking about you. I think I know your secret identity. And I want to let you know that I love you, husband, and I always will. And I know that we are cleaved in the spirit world. And look forward to an anniversary message from wifey that you love so much. I know. I love you too. I love you too. It's amazing. It's really amazing. I love my experience. It's very much like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Daisha Figueroa says, I dig it. About the spiritual matrimony and the being cleaved as one for eternity in the spirit world. I love that. And also there's this sense that basically I can kind of just close up the chapter. You know how I wrote that poem, kind of just sort of letting myself see the kind of awful truth that maybe he is kind of just like this. So, you know, he's suffering from mental illness. He's kind of an abuser, he's kind of toxic. And he just like saw an opportunity to victimize somebody and he took it. And like, I don't want to like, I don't know. I don't want to like villainize him. But that is a possibility. That is a possibility. I'm sorry I said that, Claire. Are you speaking for my spiritual husband? You don't have anything to apologize. What do you, you had years worth now. You had years worth of saving. Now it's all gone. You were all alone in this, but in reality, you weren't completely alone. Okay. Thank you. No, I think it's okay. I mean, I appreciate you. I feel like that comment is honoring my victimhood. And you're right. I was not completely alone because Goddess was there. She was alive within me 100%. And God, I was never alone. And I had my true self. And I had all of my knowledge that I was living right. I was living in a truthful way. I wasn't victimizing anybody. I was being victimized. And I still haven't I haven't received any justice, but I think that that's really normal. I think a lot of us who have been lifelong victims of abuse, we just kind of have to resolve that we are not going to get justice and we are not going to be vindicated in this lifetime. But that's okay. Nothing is ever set. Oh, Daisha, you are so kind and so sweet. People can't believe it because it's so divine. They call my true loving heart false because they don't believe, because they're too riddled with doubt and fear and shame. It has nothing to do with me. They can't face how disconnected from their hearts they truly are. I feel like it's there. Okay. I read this great book called The Way of the Shaman. Daisha, you would probably, I think that I'm talking about this so that you know about this book. I think that you would definitely gain a lot of insight about yourself from The Way of the Shaman. The Way of the Shaman. I think it's written by two people. Okay, they talk about people essentially, people can be categorized into 3 groups. Head people, those that use their brains and their intellect and their logic and reasoning. Heart people, those that use their emotions and their kindness and compassion and loving nature. Gut people, those that use their instincts and their bodies. And think of fighter pilots, think of percussionists. Those are gut people, in the moment and in their body, 100%, instinctive. I love that. So I'm just saying it's important for people to know who the fuck they are, because if I come at you as a heart person and you're a total head person, you're going to think that I'm wrong for being like I am. You're going to think that I need to be a head person like you, but I don't. Okay? So that's just kind of what I want the world to see. Just because that's not your main form of energy and currency that you're using to interact in this world, it doesn't mean that it's wrong for me or that it's not true for me, because I know it's true for me. This is how I move in the world, from my heart. And also I have been thinking over the years, when I first saw the categories, head, heart, gut, I said, okay, I'm definitely heart, but I might be a strong combination of heart and head. I feel that. That's cool. And then also I feel like I said, you know what? It's like heart, head, and gut. And it's like I'm all of that. So that's cool as shit. That I'm all that? That makes me feel so powerful. Head people. Heart people. Gut. Instinct. People. It's cool. It's cool. I really appreciate you. I love these YouTube's lives. These YouTube lives are gonna go down in history. I'm starting over. I'm a pile of ashes with some cinders glowing. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight. Gray, black, white. Don't you love how soft ashes are? I used to play with the ashes. We had a fireplace in my home. I used to play with, I loved how soft it is, and it felt so, with the tactile nature of it, it just felt so good to me. I used to play with the ashes. Dude, that is so Lord Shiva of me. That is so Lord Shiva of me. He hangs out in graveyards. He hangs out in crematoriums. That's like what he does. He's like in that shit. Shiva, Therese, Dom, Calandra, Claire Hanlon. February 2025. Shiva. Shiva. I just fucking put that together. Therese? Oh, you feel like you're a percussion, like you feel like you're a gut instinct person? Okay. All right. That's great. You're instinctive. So that's like, you're in touch with your wild animal. You're aligned with nature. It's great. Shiva was all up in my shit with Therese Calandra and her hero's journey, her solo hero's journey to the afterlife. Shiva was with me. Thank you. Danyabat. I'm so honored. I'm so honored. You're the most powerful one. I can feel you love me so much. I can feel that I'm some kind of a mouthpiece. I'm some kind of a vessel for your ass. Thank you. I always knew I was worthy of goodness. Lord Shiva, let me praise and worship you. Lord Shiva, you're great. Lord Shiva, I really mean it. Me as Antoinette Tigress. Lord Shiva, you're great. I love you. This is tragic comedy and this is art. And this is so beautiful and so healing for me. Thank you so much, spiritual daughter, for being here with me. And I cannot wait to look into your eyes. I believe in you. And I believe that God brought us together and God has brought us together. And our divine forces, our spiritual council of elders, they made this possible for us so that we could have a chance. Because Daisha, I promise you, it's like every single person that I thought was mine or whatever you want to say. It's like they're like with my abusers. Like I think that my sister Ellie in Austin, the one that I paid for her fucking wedding, I think that she thinks that she has the right to adopt my son while I'm still alive. Okay, maybe that's why. They want me to die, and then she gets Kavi. Okay, and then that's like more stealing and death than murder. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm so glad I'm alive. I'm so glad I can tell this shit. And I hope I'm telling the truth. I hope I'm telling on your ass. If you really were plotting to fucking murder me, I hope I know. Because that means you're not going to be able to do that shit again, are you? You should be ashamed of yourself. You have some serious work to do. Towyome, motherfucker. My real life is Towyome. They want to eliminate me and take my good shit, my child, and claim it as their own. It's a whole shit. It's never gonna fucking happen. You cretins, get mental health treatment. I'm gonna end this. I love this. This is so radical. This is so radical. And I have every fucking right to do this. And I'm going to. And nobody's gonna stop me. And you should all be living in fear and shame and guilt. You're so ridiculous. Get yourselves right with God before you die. Chart!